This week in Rome, the Roman Catholic Church College of Cardinals meets in conclave to select a new pope. The word conclave
comes from the Latin, or the Italian, conclave, which means with a key, to be locked in with a key.
Dr. Margaret Ann Zaho is an art historian and scholar based in Plano.
We lock them in the Sistine Chapel, because that is the function for which the chapel was initially built.
The Sistine Chapel is not just any chapel.
A number of things set this chapel apart, mostly its decoration. Renaissance frescoes on the walls. It's ceiling, decorated by Michelangelo between 1508 and 1512, and the fresco of the Last Judgment on the back wall. The decoration of the Sistine Chapel, what most people don't realize is that it relates specifically to its function. It relates to the fact that this is where a new pope will be chosen. Perhaps the most famous fresco from these side walls is Perugino's fresco of Christ giving the keys to St. Peter. Well, that's important. Why? Because it's about legitimate rule. Here we have an image of Christ literally handing the keys of heaven to St. Peter.
Beneath what is recognized as one of the most important pieces of art in history, the cardinals meet and vote on a new pope.
We know that in general 2 ballots will be taken a day, probably in the morning and in the afternoon. Each cardinal is given a ballot. They write a name. That ballot is folded in half. One by one, they stand up and will walk towards the altar in front of Michelangelo's Last Judgment and will exclaim that they are voting and that this is their true vote.
All eyes this week are on the smokestack on top of the Sistine Chapel, for the white smoke indicating a successful ballot or the black smoke indicating an unsuccessful ballot. The smoke is produced by the burning of the actual ballots, together with some chemicals to alter the color of the smoke. Our coverage of the papal conclave is made possible by Trinity Mother Francis Health System, with you for the journey. Reporting from Rome, I'm Paul Gleiser, News Talk 600, KTBB.